Hello, welcome to August. Typically, summer is slower, summer doldrums, as they say. Well, not this summer. We've been seeing a lot of changes, a lot of data, so I wanted to give you an update as always. If we could sum up one word that has been on the minds of economists, investors, it would be tariffs. Even we have been discussing these in our investment committee meetings all year, and I can say that the outcomes have not been as predictable as everyone may have thought. Of course, anything new is generally viewed as being negative until we get some data, see what time does. Looking back to April as an example, the market took a big leg down as a result of the announced tariffs. Since then, a lot's happened. A lot of deal making, a lot of negotiations, renegotiations, reciprocity disagreements. It's been something new in the trade negotiation world, but not tariffs, right? Tariffs are not new, but certainly the way that they are being utilized here is definitely something new. So we're definitely absorbing that information and all of that data. The initial and continuing, rhetoric surrounding tariffs are linked to inflation. So inflation 101, it's a monetary issue, not necessarily anything to do with tariffs, but the definition of inflation, too many dollars chasing too many goods and services. And of course, deflation is the opposite, too few dollars chasing too many goods and services. So we're not dealing with deflation, but we've certainly dealt with our fair share of inflation. If you remember, we didn't see a lot of inflation from 2009 to about 2021. And then, of course, inflation took off like a rocket ship, right? Why? Well, we flooded the system with lots of money, right? Over the pandemic, government pushed a lot of money out into the economy. And of course, too many dollars chasing too many goods and services back then, inflation. It's improved, right? We certainly have seen the rate of inflation come down, but inflation is an increase of those prices, not a first decrease and then an increase, just a slowing in the rate of increase. So you add in the tariff conversation now, which increases prices, and you have kind of this perfect storm of inflation increasing prices and now potentially tariffs increasing prices to consumers. Now, if we have wages increasing at that same time, then not much of an issue, right? If inflation is increasing, but wages are increasing, the rising tide lifts all boats, should be able to continue to afford everything. But of course, we haven't seen that. They haven't kept up with prices. Now that we're starting to see some, continued discussion in and around the decrease in interest rates, decreasing in some GDP numbers in the first quarter. Second quarter was pretty good, but you look at the average of the two together, and we are below trend. The inflation rate so far, I should say the GDP rate so far, has been about 1.2%, modest, if you will. So what does all this mean? So the market, we've continued to see businesses do well, even from the April lows. The most recent reduction in regulation that's going to be coming from the bill, the Tax Act, should be a positive. Hours worked have increased. People are working more, which means wages have stayed strong and actually have increased. And we are starting to see a bit of an expansion in manufacturing too. Of course, the economy is very large. It takes a long time for changes to kind of be felt through the system. So we, as always, have to be patient. The not so good, of course, inflation. Right, we continue to see that interest rates remain elevated. The Fed is taking their time, being dovish, if you will, with lowering interest rates. Interest rates are kind of a double-edged sword. They're good if you're a lender, not so good if you are a borrower. So we definitely sit on kind of both sides of that situation. Job creation, we've seen that private payrolls have not kind of been keeping up, and we've had some revisions downward. Of course, there are some other factors to consider there. Job creation, or I should say, job losses have been really concentrated more at the government level. So we'll see how this kind of shift with the new administration's policy kind of affects that. So some good, some not so good, which is par for the course when we're talking about the economy. There's always, something going right and something going not so right. We obviously continue to take a look at all of this and adjust. So what does that mean from an investment standpoint? I've been saying for a while now that we continue to take some gains that we've seen in the market and redeploy them into more defensive areas. And we continue to do that as the market has continued to increase, become what we would say more overvalued. We are shifting those gains and placing them into areas of the market where we see more opportunity. We continue to explore additional areas of investment within the market, areas that are not necessarily that widely known, but can provide more stability, less volatility, more stable income. So we are definitely allocating funds there. We're going to be making some changes in that arena here coming up as well. So of course, we want to continue honoring our fiduciary duty with you. As always, of course, if you have any questions regarding any of these topics, anything with regards to your portfolio, investments, changes, things that we're looking at, ideas that you might have, questions, please reach out to me. It's very easy to get a hold of me, email, phone, links to get onto my calendar, those kinds of things. I'd love to chat with you. Until now, or until then, enjoy the rest of your summer, and we'll chat soon. Thank you.